you've been working with enterprises for a while on their adoption of LLMs and generative AI. What do you see as being the biggest challenges that enterprises are seeing in adoption of LLMs, and how is Lamini helping them? And Lamini, even in AMD, helping them as well. And the second part of the question, because it's a two-part question, is what is the role of an open software approach and an open ecosystem, transparent ecosystem play in this as well?
Yeah, I might start with, what are the opportunities, and then what are the challenges to getting to those opportunities? So I hear these incredible use cases here, right? And if we were to extrapolate that into the future, what does that mean? Maybe drug discovery, please correct me if I'm wrong, it's a decade-long process with maybe a 90% failure rate. What if you could drop that down to 1 or 2 years with a 20% failure rate? That would be a dramatic difference. How long does it take to, create the next airplane? Actually don't know that answer. Feel free to answer. But if you could drop that down, that would be a dramatic difference to society at large, but certainly for these enterprises. And the reason why that is still possible, that next step has not even been close to breached, is because these magical GPTs, these magical general purpose models, have only been trained on a minuscule amount of data that's available in the world. It's all the public data, but there's so much private data. Even with some of the smaller companies we work with that only have, there's one that has a couple billion in revenue. They, every single one of their use cases, they have more data than it was to train GPT-4, more than 15 trillion tokens. And so that's just incredible. And I don't think they even realize that. So I do think, intelligence is very much supported by that. Now, what are the challenges to getting there, right? Not every team out there has OpenAI's or Anthropic's team. And I think that can make it challenging and a completely different paradigm. Not every team out there wants to invest several $1 billion upfront before seeing ROI, right? So I think some of the challenges are around, we see security being a big piece. Like if LLMs are the most valuable derivative of data today, it, as a deep derivative of your data, you probably want to keep it somewhat secure because your data is both very proprietary for your advantage, and also to be able to meet compliance. So security, huge piece. Be able to do things on-prem, be able to do things without internet access even. This is a very complex technology, and running these things on GPUs, like AMD GPUs, very different beast than hitting some web server on CPUs. So it takes quite a bit to make that happen. And then the next piece is around hallucinations, like getting these models to accurately be able to answer a question and not say something similar to that answer, to that fact, is very, very challenging as a machine learning problem. We've been able to, we have a customer, a Fortune 100 customer. They previously had a team of three data science teams, spend 9 months using advanced RAG and instruction fine-tuning. They were able to get a 50% accuracy on a text-to-SQL use case. And we've invented this new way of fine-tuning called memory tuning, and they were able to reach 95% accuracy. That was really important to them to now then say, hey, we can actually deploy this to our business analysts, and we can do it on our own. And so I think that's really powerful. So yeah, to enable, I think that, and sorry, the third thing is around being able to access, you have your data within your enterprise, but to turn that data into intelligence, you absolutely need compute. And you need compute that can actually efficiently turn that into intelligence. We've partnered very deeply with AMD as a compute partner. We've actually for us, for our personal development and also for some of our customers who use our hosted cloud, we only have AMD GPUs. So we've only bought AMD GPUs.
And you've only had AMD GPUs for
the past
18 months?
Several years. Yeah, we actually started on AMD GPUs. My team, we're all deep experts in the space, and we started AMD GPUs before ChatGPT because we knew what the role of compute would play in the story of intelligence. And so we made that decision very early on in the company, even before the company was founded. And my co-founder is actually one of the original architects of CUDA. So like he also very much knew that compute was incredibly important, and it's compute plus data equals intelligence is kind of it's the formula.